So this is what I come up with for the drag, and I'll explain. It's just sitting on the dolly right now. I'm gonna throw some paint on it real quick, and then we'll get back to why I did it this way and everything else. Okay, final video on the drag, and I'll explain why. So here is the axle. There are the jacks that I was going to use, but we're having issues with the jacks. I don't feel like spending any money on this. The one jack is stripped out. The other jack, the nut on there is loosened somehow, so I welded it back in, but then it came back off, and I'm tired of messing with it. So that's done. Here's what I've done, or here's what I did after getting it painted today, as you saw. So if we're pulling it behind the truck, this is exactly how it'll pull, and I've already tried it, and it works really well. So I'll get a video when we're actually using it, but right now it's just sitting on the dolly because I was moving it around. So still got the hitch on it, so we can pull it with the ball on the truck. This is the blade I ended up using. I've got those two blades from our road grader at work, but this one, just because of the weight, it just seemed to work better. So this is the one off the end loader at my son's workplace. So I used that blade, and then I put some, just some reinforcement there going down just to help support the blade so it don't tend to twist and snap the blade off. And then welded it across the top and the bottom. Probably 300-400 pounds, I suppose it weighs. And I remember somebody had posted a comment about, without any kind of wheels or legs on it, that would tend to just dig way down. But I don't know why, but it doesn't. I think the main reasoning is if it tries to go down too far, I left about an inch here, between here and here. So that's about the most it can go down before it hits the frame anyway. So that's the deepest it would want to go, or probably possibly go. I mean, I suppose it could somehow go deeper, but I kind of doubt it. So anyway, it does work good. It doesn't tend to dig in, which I kind of thought it would. It kind of takes about the first half-inch layer off is what it did. We did our driveway out here, and it did a really good job on it. So, all right, this part here, this is just two bolts that we're actually holding the blade on for our grader at work. And, when they change the blade, they also change the bolts. So those are the bolts. I just hooked two together. Basically what that does is, this is the drag we was using, and this is out of a shaker at my son's workplace. He works at a quarry, and this is one of their shakers, half-inch shaker screen, I think it is. It's not screen, but stuff is heavy, heavy, heavy. That thing probably weighs another 50 to 75 pounds. So what I do is, here, hold on, I'll show you. So what I do, I intentionally left this the width that it is. It's like a little over 4 feet wide. And the reason I did that is because that screen is about 5 feet wide, 5.5 feet wide. So when you pull this behind the truck, obviously it leaves an edge on both sides. So that's what the screen does. We got a piece of cable here, and you just hook the cable around that and pull that screen behind the drag. And as the dirt comes off of there, the screen grabs the dirt and flattens it back out. So it works good. So yeah, that's what we got. Like I said, it's on the dolly just to move it around because it's almost impossible to move by hand. So yeah, that's what we got. And it seems to be doing good. So for the time being, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not saying that we're not going to change anything on it, because that's always a possibility. If I did change anything on it, let's see, I would probably use one of those other blades that we have from our road grader and maybe put it across the bottom. That way it can't sink down any deeper. That way that'd kind of help keep it up off the ground. So yeah, here, I'll show you what it looks like on our driveway. Okay, first off, sorry about the wind. I know it's probably blowing in the phone because it's blowing here. So here's where I ran it down. I ran it down both sides of the drive. I ran it down and then back up. You got a rock caught right here in the screen. That's why it's got a gouge there. But as you can see, it did a nice job. We had a few humps and bumps down through here that it took care of, took the bumps out. We still got a couple. You can see them here. Here's a little kind of bump, kind of like a washboard, a little bit of a washboard, I guess you could call it that. So going this way, I was doing like 8 to 10 mile an hour, and you can see you can still see a little bit of a washboard to it. Here's a really good one here that you can see. Coming back the other way, I was doing like anywhere from like 4 to 6 mile an hour. And as you can see on this side, see the washboard? This side, no washboard. So I think about 5 mile an hour is going to be the ideal. And again, that gouge there is from that rock that got caught. But anyway, you can tell the difference between the sides. So, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see how fast I should pull it, things like that. And the 5 mile an hour worked a lot better than the 8 to 10 mile an hour. I think 8 to 10, it kind of tends to hop while you're going, and it skips over stuff like this instead of cutting it down. So yeah, on this side here, it done a really nice job. So I'm happy with it. It didn't cost me anything. Everything that I got except for the trailer. I bought the trailer for like 25 bucks from a guy that was moving back to West Virginia. So I didn't, pay nothing for the trailer. So yeah, that's what we got. Nice smooth driveway now, besides the bumps down there. I do have to drag it again. I've been off since Wednesday. I took Thursday, Friday off, and I had all these plans to get all this stuff done. But yeah, we ended up doing other things that needed done. So I never did get the driveway redrug. I was gonna do that. The road which you can't really tell, but down by the dumpster, that road is Powell. That needs done. Brand here is actually a county road that goes up to the north. And then the road that goes back over to the east again is Duke. And that is a private owned road too. So that needs done also. How they got a county road in between two private roads is beyond me, but whatever. Other than that, yeah. Okay, so back over here. So that's the story of the drag. Right now, that it is what it's going to be. You guys see how it works out. Everything's welded, so I think it's good and solid. Actually done a couple welds because I'm just using a MIG welder, a small MIG welder. So I actually done a weld and then done a weld over the weld to try to help it. So that's what we got. All right, so that'll be it on that. Like I said, I'll try to get a video next time I use it when I drag and let you guys kind of see how it works. Other than that, I think we're done with that project.